Let me introduce myself. I'm the Grinch, and I want to share a special Christmas story with you. Every Who down in Whoville liked Christmas a lot, but I, the Grinch, who lived just north of Whoville, did not. I hated Christmas, the whole Christmas season. I stood there on Christmas Eve hating the Whos, staring down from my cave with a sour, Grinchy frown at the warm, lighted windows below in their town. For I knew every Who down in Whoville beneath was busy now hanging a holly Who wreath. And they're hanging their stockings, I snarled with a sneer. Tomorrow is Christmas. It's practically here. Then I growled with my Grinch fingers nervously drumming. I must find some way to keep Christmas from coming. For tomorrow I know all the Who girls and boys will wake bright and early. They'll rush for their toys. Then the Who's young and old will sit down to a feast. And they'll feast, and they'll feast, and they'll feast, 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 feast. They'll feast on Who pudding and rare Who roast beef. Rare roast beef is a feast I can't stand in the least. And then they'll do something I hate most of all. Every Who down in Whoville, the tall and the small, they'll stand close together with Christmas bells ringing. They'll stand hand in hand, and those Whos will start singing. And they'll sing, and they'll sing, and they'll sing, 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 sing. And the more I thought of this Who Christmas sing, the more I thought I must stop this whole thing. Why, for 53 years I put up with it now. I must stop Christmas from coming, but how? Then I got an idea, an awful idea. I got a wonderful, awful idea. I know just what to do, I laughed in my throat. I'll make a quick Santa Claus hat and a coat. And I chuckled and clucked. What a great Grinchy trick. With this coat and this hat, I'll look just like Saint Nick. Then I, the Grinch, said, "Giddy up," and the sleigh started down toward the homes where the Whos lay a snooze in their town. All their windows were dark. No one knew I was there. All the Whos were all dreaming sweet dreams without care. When I came to the first little house of the square, "This stop is number 1, I hissed. Then I slid down the chimney a rather tight pinch. But if Santa could do it, then so could the Grinch. I got stuck only once, for a minute or two. Then I stuck my head out of the fireplace flue. Then I slithered and slunk with a smile most unpleasant around the whole room, and I took every present. Then I slunk to the icebox. I took the Who's feast. I took the Who pudding. I took the roast beef. I cleaned out the icebox as quick as a flash. Why, I even took the last can of Who hash. And the one speck of food that I left in the house was a crumb that was even too small for a mouse. Then I did the same thing to the other Who's houses, leaving crumbs much too small for the other Who's mouses. It was 1:15. All the Who's still abed. All the Who's still a snooze when I packed up my sled. Packed it up with their presents, their ribbons, their wrappings, their snoof and their fuzzles, their tringles and trappings. 10,000 feet up the side of Mount Crumpet, I rode with my load to the tip-top to dump it. Pooh-pooh to the Who's, I was grinchily humming. They're finding out now that no Christmas is coming. They're just waking up. I know just what they'll do. Their mouths will hang open a minute or two. Then the Who's down in Whoville will all cry, "Boo-hoo!" That's a noise, I grinned. that I simply must hear. I paused and put a hand to my ear, and I did hear a sound rising over the snow. It started in low, then it started to grow. Flores, Dores, welcome Christmas, come this way. Flores, Dores, welcome Christmas, Christmas Day. But this sound wasn't sad. Why, this sound sounded glad. Every who down in Whoville, the tall and the small, was singing without any presents at all. I hadn't stopped Christmas from coming. It came. Somehow or other, it came just the same. And I, the Grinch, with my Grinch feet ice cold in the snow, stood puzzling and puzzling. How could it be so? It came without ribbons. It came without tags. It came without packages, boxes, or bags. I puzzled and puzzled till my puzzler was sore. Then I thought of something I hadn't before. Maybe Christmas, I thought, doesn't come from a store. Maybe Christmas, perhaps, means a little bit more. Then I, the Grinch, had an awesome revelation. The greatest gift of Christmas is God the Father sending the Son Jesus into the world to be born of a virgin, to live a perfect life, and to eventually die for the sins of the world. He made a way for anyone to escape the eternal lake of fire called hell and spend an eternity in peace and happiness with God in heaven. This most wonderful gift of salvation is available to all who would be willing to turn from their sins, surrender control of their life to Jesus, and believe that He alone paid for their sins on the cross. I, the Grinch, received God's gift of salvation, and my tiny, shriveled Grinch heart grew 3 sizes that day, and I had the strength of 10 Grinches plus 2. So to all you who's and non-who's alike, don't weary yourself with maxing out your credit card to buy gifts that will most likely be forgotten in a year. Receive God's greatest gift of Christmas, His Son, Jesus. From the bottom of my Grinchy heart, wishing you all a very Merry Christmas, and to all a good night.